What a
You know, the
foodie.
I'll have to show you.
Mar-
It's so much easier.
But Mom, I don't want to learn technology. This is what I hire other people to do for me.
I'm gonna write
Do
down the
copy
fact that you
image.
called a foot lover mom.
Okay, here. I'm putting in don't talk here, talk in link channel, you damn weird. Talking here, whatever.
No.
Rima's new model and her old model. As you can see where the horse allegations came from.
So she is a horse.
A horse.
She is a horse.
I'm
Yeah.
back. What are you guys talking about?
The
Oh,
fact
I
that you're a
shared,
horse.
I shared your new I shared your old model photo and your new model photo.
And hello,
You know,
chat.
as
This is Dev 2.0.
Hello.
Hello, chat.
Hello. It's me. I'm the better dev.
just in horse variety.
Indeed. And Buckymus. He was lonely, so.
Dev is still over at EFAP. I mean, if you guys keep asking for him, he'll just know that he's wanted.
Maybe. He's got videos to work on before it's too late.
Oh, yeah.
He's already a week behind. on
Wait,
his,
what the hell? You put my old model on stream, Arch.
I did.
I don't look like that anymore. This one looks like a horse.
I know.
Exactly.
But apparently,
Service
the
guarantee
programmer lady
citizenship.
messed up the code for the little thingity-bob, so I had to grab something off the internet, and nobody knows that you've changed.
I mean, you could have just asked me, Arch, and I could have bothered
Heresy's
Rima.
the
Wait,
question.
you didn't show
Fire
Arch
is the
about the
answer.
Fuji tech?
I told him about it once before, but he doesn't want to learn new things.
It's literally
li-
so easy. You're actually a boomer, Ark.
He
Wow,
is,
Art.
but also he just learned how to screen share. Speaking of, pull up your goddamn
No
screen, Arch.
way. You just learned how to. How have you been streaming on the internet?
Why do you subject yourself to this?
I don't know.
Nonsense. You told me Dev 2.0. Now I'm starting to believe it because it does sound like a woman.
I'll get my
Wait, is Dev
revenge.
Canadian too?
We're going to talk about
Yes,
military
yes.
matters today,
No
so.
way. This is bad.
Let's see. Okay, as usual, live links is where we put whatever is up on screen at the moment. If you have anything else you want to put in there, just put in the live links. We have a whole bunch of links that I see we've accumulated over the years. Hold on.
We have a lot of links.
Let me see. There we go. Lum Lum posts
Service
fellatio
guarantees
picture put
citizenship.
up on screen.
Yeah, the carrot one.
I don't know why anyone
Whereas you're
put
gonna
themselves
air
in
that
such
one.
a compromising position, but here we are.
She wanted to eat a carrot. She just
Wait.
looked absolutely suspicious while she was doing it.
I am just confused why Lum Lum has that saved on
Wait,
her hard
that's
drive.
me. We're
yes, I
supposed to talk about Twitch bans, not me.
I took a screenshot during her new model debut. I had to.
Why?
Look,
Heresy's
Because-
the question. Fire
I
is
was
the
trying
answer.
to eat the carrot.
Yeah, foxes don't eat carrots. I'll let you know that.
And
Horses do.
I didn't know the person who made my model made it so the tongue comes out. It took me by surprise. It wasn't supposed to look like that.
The carrot took you by surprise. I mean,
Heresy.
The
heard that
tongue
before.
did.
Fire is the answer.
I've heard that before.
Well, that's pretty terrible, honestly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised that Lum Lum has this saved. I sent her a picture of a cat in pain like an hour ago, and she's just like, "Oh, that's adorable." Poor thing's dying.
You sent me a picture of you sent me a picture of a cat eating a pizza.
Yeah.
Is Rima not Lum Lum wife? Rima is also part of the Lum Lum harem.
Mhm.
Is Artemis on his
Uh,
Vorsh
uh,
arc? Yes. Except he's
Don't put that on
he's gone
me.
beyond the fortress arc. He's on the extrovert one now.
I don't know about that.
No, it is true.
Artemis
Because
Fowl.
originally, when Dev was like, "I have COVID again," I'm like, "Yay, experimental vaccine for the win." Can't say that on YouTube. Fuck.
Uh-oh. Quick, edit it out. This never happened.
It's like, I
I
won't
didn't know
come
you could
on
not
this
say
week.
that on YouTube.
I was like,
Fire
Artemis,
is the
Dev
answer."
is dead. come. And he's like, oh, my friend Kib has invited me. It's like, okay. So I go fetch
He
someone
did
else.
invite me first.
And
He
then,
just forgot that he invited
and then
me.
Artemis is like, Kib hates
Damn.
me. Uninvited me from television show. I'm like, oh, I feel bad for you. You can come over here now. So he's just snuggled up in a corner somewhere, growling.
Oh, so this is the reject
Yep.
space.
I
Plan
mean,
B?
that is true. Lum is here.
Yes. I mean, again, Arch just kind of pulled me out of a pond, shoved me in his pocket, and said, "You're mine now."
Well, hopefully it's not a specific pocket.
So there we are. That's the story of today. But the more pressing story of today, beyond the carrots, is that Asmongold has also received a surprise carrot. Tragic.
Mm-hmm.
You mean a surprise stick?
No, surprise carrot.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Surprise carrot suppository. Actually, are there carrot suppositories?
Why,
don't-
why would you ask
Damn.
this question?
Yes, according to Google, there are. Okay, now that the important
Why would
question
you-
has been answered,
Ayo.
Why would you add that to your search history?
my search history has been fucked for a very long time.
I think it's on the same level as coffee enemas.
Ooh.
What?
No, Arch. No doing the coffee enemas.
Coffee enema. 8 things you need to know from the Gerson Institute. Bad. That's actually a thing, huh?
Wow.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, Ark is probably on a watch list.
You should not receive a coffee enema if you're currently undergoing chemotherapy. That's the first point. So there now go.
Yeah, do not torment your personal FBI screen watcher with this nonsense. Do not look up shit like this.
The body does not
service
become
guarantees
dependent on
citizenship.
coffee enemas to have a bowel movement. Well, that's good to know. A variety of coffee is appropriate
Fire is
for
the
use,
answer.
ranging from gold, green, and white to light and medium roast.
All right. So now let's move on to the other disgusting lifestyle living habits of Asmongold.
I suppose.
You want to pull up his room?
He's actually he said he was going to start cleaning it now. So
Well, no, he said that like months ago too. So like a few months ago, he started getting worried because he's had heart problems, and he keeps saying he's gonna like change his lifestyle habits. But I don't understand how hard it is to just put everything in a garbage trash can. That'll get rid of half of the clutter.
well, see, sometimes it's like I could pick up the spent cans of cola on my desk and bring them to the throwaway part of my house when I pick up another one, but I never do,
guarantees
which is why I still
citizenship.
have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them on my desk right now.
How
Oh,
many-
me,
hold on,
it's
how many
only
phantom
bottle,
bottles?
empty bottles of alcohol that I keep. Not
Heresy's
the
the
colas.
question. Fire is the
I
answer.
don't know. I have a 4-bedroom apartment, so every once a week I'll clean it.
Yeah.
Hold on, how much shit do I have on my desk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Jeez.
How? You live with a boyfriend and a child.
Yeah, you live with a boyfriend. You don't make him pick up and do the cleaning for you. What the hell?
No, that's mean.
I'm joking.
Okay. Disgusting women.
No, that's just called being depressed. It's like I will go through like once every 2 months where I just clean the shit out of my desk, but then 2 weeks later it's back to the exact same state that
Heresy's
it was.
the question. Fire
No,
is the answer.
I clear out my desk before I start streaming, like even before coming here, and I just, put them in another room where I don't have to see them.
All right.
That is the definition of cleaning, kind of.
Yes, kind of. And I just, have you guys ever seen those cleaning TikToks where they go like into this disgusting house and they scrub everything, and it's kind of like cathartic to watch? Asmon just needs to get one of those TikTokers to do that to his house. It'd be clean in like a day. But he doesn't want to get somebody else to clean his house. I don't understand why he wants to do it himself.
Okay, I see in chat Someone said, I heard the home he's currently living in is his mother's house. She died around
Oh.
2 years ago. Could be emotional attachment stopping him from tossing shit in the trash, which he could have hoarder's tendencies and stuff that he should probably go see a therapist about.
I think he should probably bury her at some point.
Oh my god, she's buried
Yeah,
already.
she's already buried under the trash. She's in the room with him now.
No, her body's not the same as the rats that are in there. God.
Guarantees
No, those rats are well fed, apparently.
No, the one that he uses as an alarm clock.
Actually, rats make surprisingly good pets, okay? Listen.
Oh, I love rats. They're so fucking cute.
Yeah, listen, rats are affectionate. Like, they're cuddly little creatures. They're fairly intelligent. They're remarkably cleanly, despite their reputation.
Heresy's the question. Fire is
And they
the
do piss
answer.
on things. Because, marking territory and stuff, but...
Would you like a New York rat though?
Kind of, yeah. If it could be trained properly, that'd be kind of funny. Like, could you imagine?
You saw the super massive one in the subway, right?
No, send.
The one the size of a. Oh god. It's a super large New York rat that's like grabs
Service
another rat and
guarantee
drags it
citizen.
underneath like a doorway. It's
Oh, I've
crazy.
seen it. I've seen that rat. But did you also see the Rat Man, the dude in the rat mask that just kind of goes around New York subways?
What? Is this a
No.
new superhero movie?
Oh,
What?
hold on here. I'll look him up. Give me a second.
Yeah, I need to see this now. I've Googled it real quick, and yeah, some of these are chunkers. Some of these are chunkers.
Here, I'll put it.
Oh my god. What?
There you go. That's the one.
Is this real?
I put it in the talk here, everyone. The rat's face is the size of another rat.
God damn it, it's paywall, you little piece of shit.
Yeah,
Got him.
there you go.
Oh, that's loud.
He's just
Stop
known
that.
as Buddy the Rat.
Jesus Christ, that's loud. Okay, somebody just had their ears bleed. One
Not
sec.
me. Yes, chat. Unusually sized
Heresy's the question.
rats of unusual
Fire
size.
is the
There we
answer.
go.
That is kind of lovely. There's a huge rat just lying there, and it just gets swooped away, presumably by an even larger rat. There you go. Yes, that's the bigger rat.
Okay, but like, imagine using that
Heresy's
rat
the
as like a
question.
guard dog
Fire
or
is the
something.
answer.
No. No, I'd rather not.
No, exactly
That'd be so
though. Like,
fucking cool.
the mailman comes around and wants to deliver you his usual 20 kilogram of advertisement. You just set this thing loose on him. That'd be beautiful.
I'd name him Ratigan.
Raticus.
Well, it's a good name.
Raticus.
But yeah, no.
That's
That
bigger
video.
Than my dog. The
Yeah, that-
fuck?
Yeah, the fucking video is great. But so during COVID, the rats were starving because people weren't going outside and dropping trash everywhere. They start eating each
It's
other
terrible.
and started getting some type of weird thing where they were growing larger and more aggressive.
No way. So it's like Rat Battle Royale. We should have placed bets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, instead of dog fighting, just do rat fighting.
Yeah.
You can. That's a thing.
Of course it is.
Of course you would know about that.
Yeah.
The rats in Asmongold's home will inherit the earth.
Yes, they will.
Anywho, Asmongold, that was the topic we started on like 10 minutes ago. So, Asmongold had a racist rant against Palestinians, you see. And that was why he was banned. Now, he's just been suspended, hasn't he?
Yeah, bans on Twitch aren't like perma-bans usually. They're temporary bans.
Uh-huh.
Even
No,
though they're called...
he's been banned for 14 days. Meanwhile, the girl who had sex on stream was banned for what, like 3 days or 7
3
days?
Girl who had
Didn't
sex
have-
on
This
stream,
This
excuse
article
me?
says 7 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, let me link you that real quick. Like links. Wait, you don't know about her? For sure, you'll recognize this. It was. a big
Oh, you'll
topic.
recognize this art.
Yeah. I know you.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, the one who got unbanned after 3 days was the one that flashed everyone her cooch.
Yeah,
What?
Let me guess.
Okay.
Amaranth?
don't remember.
No,
that
it was
one.
it was a different OnlyFans girl, because she thought she used the excuse of, "Oh, I thought I was going live on OnlyFans. I didn't mean to do that on Twitch."
Oh boy.
Girl.
She was caught trying to have
wholeheartedly-
stealthy sex. Oh, okay. Well,
Yes. Stealth mode.
while there was no nudity or explicit body parts shown in stream, many people in the streaming community expected more than a 7-day ban.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a VTuber that tried to do the same thing?
Oh, Marina.
Why do you know that
But-
name? Though?
Because I know Marina. She had her whole nude ass model
Mhm.
up on stream,
Mhm.
trying to test the whole artistic nudity thing. People are trying to tell her, no, it's not that, and she's like, no, I know how to read. She does not know how to read, and she got banned.
Yeah. That is correct, Mr. Mist. DSP moment. But then again, DSP will outlive the Earth.
He will.
Yes, he
That-
will.
I mean, hell, DSP had like 20, 30,000 viewers live a little while ago. Yeah.
Oh, he's
No,
making a
no,
comeback.
no.
You botted that one.
Oh, he
No.
did. Thank God.
He needs to only have just enough to pay bills, but nothing more successful than that to be
Heresy
happy.
is the question. Fire is the answer.
Didn't he also try to be like, hey, Kick, you should exclusively sign me for $2 million. I could bring my whole community over.
Yeah, his whole community of hate watchers.
His whole community of 120 viewers.
So, what did Asmongold actually say?
Well,
Uh,
let's see here.
Oh, there's
If
the
you
quote.
want to inferior culture, having was on there. Ah, yes, I think this is the one right
Ye-
here.
yes, that's the one.
Genocide is this baked into their law. I mean, no, I mean, I will actually defend Sharia law on this point. It's far more dominating than genocidal.
Well, the Hadiths have a different one. The ones about even the trees and the stones will call out that there's a thing behind me.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm just saying that has it's in there.
But doctrinally, so long as you paid the infidel tax, you were allowed to worship the gods you wanted.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Sure, but up until a certain point, until you can't.
How much do they kill? As many as they can. They're not able to kill as many people as Israel because they do not have as many bombs and they do not have as many weapons. I mean, that's a succinct summary, yes.
Well,
Yep.
These people are not your allies. They're not the same as us. They come from inferior culture. That is horrible. Yes.
He's right.
Yes, that's probably the problem there, because the important distinction here that he is not saying that the people are inferior, because that's where we draw the racismus line, I guess. But I would quite happily argue that the Palestinian, terrorism culture that exists right now is probably, generally speaking, inferior to that of the West. Generally speaking.
yeah, the American terrorism culture is a lot better.
It's like, granted, he probably could have, like, just to save his own ass, he should have just said the Hamas supporters, because 90% of the Gaza Strip really support Hamas because they elected them in there. But
Heresy
also,
is the
really, the
question.
whole
Fire is the answer.
Palestinian Authority operates through Hamas and the other terror proxies that they employ and all that. So it's like he could have said the exact same thing, but attempted to put it in a little more of a
Heresy is the
narrow
question.
concept.
Fire
So
is
then
the
they're like,
answer.
"Oh, you're saying everybody," because if they say, "Oh, you're talking about everyone," when you say Hamas supporters, it's like, yeah, people who support fucking terrorists.
The issue being
Mhm.
is that there's a twofold issue going on right now. One, it's an election year, and so everybody is hyper focused on any sense of political statements, because everybody thinks it's the end of the world if one side wins or loses.
Mm-hmm.
And two, the way that the what was it, the public discourse window, I can't remember what it's called.
Yes, the window whose name might also space upon every few minutes. Orwell's? No, it's not Orwell's.
Overton window.
Overton, yeah. The
God
Overton window is
Damn it,
being
Lum Lum.
slightly.
Never do that again.
What?
Never. No, Lum Lum. You're supposed to be the cute dumb girl. You don't get to be more intelligent on this than I and Artemis. This is not allowed.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Stop
Lum.
that. It's a
No,
breach of character and contract.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, fine.
But thank you, Lum
Fix it.
Lum.
You're supposed to look cute and talk about feet. That's what you're hired for.
No.
Now, but the Overton window has been being dragged back to the correct side, in the middle, and Twitch and everybody is reacting more and more erratically as it keeps happening. Especially on X or whatever you want to call it, where when they lost control of that, they were like never again.
And it's like, I don't know. I don't remember if I talked about this on my stream or another ArchCast, but the
Heresy is the question.
where the left
Fire is
was
the
in
answer.
like the 90s to like mid 2010s or early 2010s is now the center, because the modern day left has ran so far, it's very extremist. Because say if you, granted this is a absolutely terrible example, but I'll say it anyway. You take someone from Washington State, and they say, oh yeah, I lean left, and they're fucking psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone who says that they are, like, you know, centrist, they are automatically alt-right Yahtzees.
I don't know. It's funny because I have like I know some extreme left people, and they say they're center now, and I'm like, really? That doesn't sound right, but whatever.
Well,
Whichever label they want to put on themselves.
Service
nobody
guarantees
ever thinks
citizenship.
they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. I don't know. Back to the statement. I think people, if you want to break it down, they had two different issues with the statement. The first part where he says he doesn't give a fuck about them getting genocide, or at least that's how it was understood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second part where you said, that's the part you highlighted, Ark, where they say they come from an inferior culture, so people thought that was racist. But I feel like he's speaking in like broad terms and generalization, and that's always going to cause issue when you talk like that. But he's also speaking in terms that I don't know what's the exact word for it, where not sensationalist, but it's like, you know, you kind of say it in a way that's like to be like kind of edgy and base. But I kind of understood what he meant.
Provocative.
Yeah, provocative. Yes. It was said in a provocative way.
Heresy is the question.
And I think that's
Fire
what
is
he
the
regrets
answer.
the most, which is like in his next sentence, in the next quote there, he kind of says, oh, I feel like I was an asshole. My bad. I feel like he regrets expressing himself that way.
I don't think so. I think that was a compelled statement.
What do you mean? Oh, you think other people told him to say that?
So you obviously can't. So again, Twitch is obviously lefty controlled, and how they allow things to happen on their stuff. That's why Hasan Piker can come on and host a fucking actual terrorist.
Yeah, I think there's like a more acceptable kind of racism that's been happening on Twitch, especially. Yeah.
So for this, like, obviously he fell on the wrong side of the political bat, and so now he has to say his
Service
please forgive me, I will confess my sins statement. Please let me back on. And which is why his audience is really mad at him for apologizing. Because he didn't need to apologize. He could have just come back onto Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I know people always say never apologize, never give a crumb to the mob, and I totally get that.
Fire is
but
the answer.
I also think if you truly don't give a fuck about what people think about you and what they say about you, if you feel like you did something wrong, I think it's also okay to apologize. Which I don't know if that's how he felt. I watched the apology video and it seems sincere to me. I know a lot of people disagreed on that. I thought it was a decent like apology video. The problem is that he issued a clarification and an apology in the same video,
Yeah.
and people they because it was in the same video, like people just misconstrued it as him like bending the knee, and then they were like, oh, but he said he wouldn't change his content, but he never said he was going to change his content. He just said he
Service
wanted to dial
guarantees
back on the
citizenship.
negativity, which is, I think, the provocative, part. But he's always gonna have the same views, the same. He's always gonna do the same kind of content. You don't do that kind of content unless like you agree with it to some extent, or you're interested in it at least.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
for sure. And it's like because I watched the video too while I was at work, and like I think the first part of it, at least, it kind of sounded like he was
Heresy's
almost
the
reading
question.
from a
Fire
script,
is
in
the
my
answer.
opinion. It sounded very PR speak. But as soon he started getting into like how he's feeling about things, how he wants to actually experience the world and stuff, then you can hear sincerity in his voice. Because definitely with his content, he's been focusing on a lot of just like purely negative stuff, and that can hurt anyone mentally. And it's like, yeah, he's still going to be talking about how stupid DEI is with a bunch of shit because yeah, it is all stupid.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm happy that he is at least going to try to leave his house more because like, dear Lord, I'm surprised he's not fused to his chair.
Old habits die hard.
He's been liking the streaming though. Like I actually watch him a lot, and he's been
Service
saying that for a
guarantees
while.
citizenship.
That's why I believe him. That he says that like he does want to go out more. He's trying to take more walks here and there. He's trying to dial back on the soda. So he's like I said earlier, he had this heart scare, like this health scare a few months ago. So I think this plays into it. Now,
Service
the part that
guarantees
I didn't
citizenship.
really understand is like all the PR statements that followed from all the other places, organization that he's with, that felt like it was kind of throwing him under the bus. Or that felt like it was more a condemnation of what he had done. And then I absolutely hated the public reaction with the cancel. Like I hate cancel culture. Okay,
You know what I want to see? If Asmongold has apologized like this and he caved to the pressure, I want to see him get thrown under the bus by his own organization the same way Cenk Uygur did with the Justice Democrats.
There was what did Moose Man say that he said this was like hey babe, who was the dude who got kicked out of his own organization by his
Fire
friends?
is the answer.
The dude who got kicked out of his organization with his friends, the one that got thrown under the bus for the Women's Day joke.
Oh, Colin Moriarty.
Colin Moriarty.
Oh.
I don't know this.
Yeah, but you never apologize, especially when the ban says only 14 days. There's no reason to apologize because it wasn't a requirement to come back on.
Yeah.
And the apology is going to get taken by the people who don't care about him, who wanted him destroyed anyways, and thrown away. And it'll actually just be used against him next time to beat him over the head with.
Yeah, it made him look guilty. That's why I think the clarification should have been, maybe he should have just issued a clarification instead of what he actually meant. And then the part where he's like he wants to change and stuff, have it separately or say it in a separate statement. If that's truly how he feels, not just for show. If that's truly
I wouldn't
how
even
he
have
feels.
done. I wouldn't even done the apology. I may have clarified a couple things.
Yeah.
But the issue is his statement. You can't backtrack from that statement. There's nothing uncertain about the terms he used.
Well, apparently it was clipped out of a longer thing. Then after that, he clarifies what he means by genocide. But I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't watch it.
What do you think, Art? as a content creator.
As a content creator. As a content creator, I think that it is in my best interest right now to read the $100 super chat that I got a while ago.
Oh, true.
From DJ Arch, best, most pretentious Brit ever. I had a point, but I lost it. But Google tried blocking, so I had to move to Edge. And at that point, I forgot what I'd say. So here you go. Thank you.
Well, at
Next.
least you're not. At least your chat is not sending you akasupas to reject you on stream like mine does.
Oh, I seen that.
No, mine mostly
Pretty
just sends me
humiliating.
requests for drawing sexy anime girls on the yearly calendar. That's mostly it.
Why can't
yeah.
I have that?
Well, because you're a femcel, so
That too.
Yeah, true.
Rima,
you
Rima,
Hmm?
you should do a donation goal to make a Rima calendar for next year. Well, not next year because that's too soon, but for 2026.
I'd
Just
love that.
that'd be so cool. I'd buy it.
maybe you should try switching back to your old horse avatar
only
and
hooves.
seeing if you get like a there you go, and then see if you get confessions instead of rejections that time.
Well, we're coming up on Clopsember pretty soon, so there's still options.
Flopsember?
True. And my agent
Really?
asked me how I felt about Fansly because they said they can get me a woke deal there. Woke,
Service
like,
guarantees
like
citizenship.
a better affiliate deal there. And I was like, yeah, no, maybe that's a place where I can post my hoof pics.
So you're admitting you're a horse?
No. It's a
Uh-huh.
joke.
Sure,
It's not
joke. Haha.
Haha,
Mostly pretending.
Funny.
But in all due
Also-
seriousness, it came across basically as he had a rant moment, and he was going on, and he didn't have the time to add in all of the additional little clarifications and specifications, and like, I mean these people, not these people, etc. It was an off-the-cuff thing. And even then, like,
Service
inferior
guarantees
culture rather
citizenship.
than people, I think, is an important clarification there as well. And for the most part,
don't
I don't think he's particularly wrong. Like, would the Palestinians do the same to the Israelis? Yeah, they've been trying for 77 years. I think we can say with a fair degree of certainty that both sides want to kill each other at this point. It doesn't seem to be unprovoked aggression on either side.
Yeah, one's just better at it than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, this
and
is
I
still
think
a
it was
long-standing holy war. It's still a holy war from hundreds of years ago.
it's also a rant on, because people keep shoving this issue into our face, and like the slacktivists online, they always, they want people to care about it, but it's happening.
Heresy is
Like,
the question. Fire is the
he's
answer.
doing a rant on, he's kind of saying, I do not give a fuck, why should I care? And he's calling out also the hypocrisy of people that, are pretending to care about this issue because they want to like moral grandstand.
Mhm.
And I think that's fair, because if the roles were reversed, I don't know if they would. If we had a war, would they care so much about our war? I don't think they would.
Oh, I'm sure they would care. They'd love it.
They would want to see the West collapse.
But this
mean,
really reminds
Have
me
you seen how many?
of this Stone Toss
Have you seen
comic.
how many of
You
their
got a meme
supporters-
ready.
Oh, that one.
I mean, it makes
Beyond
sense, but
vampire.
to be fair, I will also point out that the first time the US actually got a navy was
Service
specifically to
guarantees
go and fuck with the Berberi pirates, so,
Don't touch the boats.
Touch the boat.
Have you seen the statement OTK released?
I have seen it. Let's see,
yeah.
I'll bring it up on screen.
And I thought, okay, he like owns most of the orgs that he stepped down from. And let's be real, like the Twitch ban is like kind of a slap on the wrist, like the 14 days. Although I was kind of surprised that he got banned still, because Hasan has done worse, I think, or at least not worse, but at least equally
Service
as bad,
guarantees
and he hasn't
citizenship.
gotten banned. But we'll get to that later.
Mhm.
And then he says he's stepping down, but then all these other orgs are releasing statements saying they're parting ways,
Yep.
and then kind of denouncing what he's saying. So I
Mhm.
was like, oh wow, this is way more, like, it's a way more stern statement than I expected.
Well,
So
he's-
that also took me by surprise.
He's already admitted culpability and has apologized. They're in their they're in their right to do so because now they have a reason to do it.
Mm.
Like if they think that they can get some type of public
Heresy's
boost
the
from
question.
denouncement,
Fire is the
they're gonna
answer.
try it. It doesn't usually work, but their PR groups usually go for it every time.
But isn't his fan base part of their fan base too? I thought they would constitute like a major part of their fan base. I didn't really see what was the advantage of that, but I guess their PR extends wider than what I thought.
Possibly, but the issue is that a lot of these PR companies have like millennials that have never been a part of the communities that were grown, and what happens is that they're just doing it for a job. They don't really care whether or not they're successful because they don't care about the continuation of that business. They can just go to another business once that one fails, so it doesn't matter to them.
Of course.
Yeah, the statement felt very PR.
It's pure PR. Like the Starforge one, I think, is even better.
Oh wait, let me see.
Unequivocally rejects all form of discrimination, hatred, and violence. We stand by and align ourselves with those around the world seeking to foster acceptance, unity, and dignity. Who can reply? Nobody.
One, of course. Yeah.
I love that. It's like
I love the locked replies.
we care so much. We want peace and harmony and dignity. Just don't speak to us right now. Because you know there'd be not a whole lot of peace, harmony, and dignity in that comment section.
Yep.
Nope.
Like they can't even keep order in their fucking comments, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna bring peace and harmony to the world." Like, no, you make PCs.
Yeah, and then
Shut
there
up.
was all these Starforge sponsored streamers saying, I took down the Starforge sponsor. I won't have blood money on my hands. Like, what? Is Asmon killing people? What do you mean this blood money?
Oh, he's exporting
Is
biological
Asmon?
weapons
Yeah.
from his couch.
And it's like, okay, with all the people saying, "Oh, I'm taking down my code," it's
Service
like, okay,
guarantees
are you
citizenship.
partnered or are you just an affiliate? There's two completely separate things there. Just an affiliate code, you're not jack shit, my guy.
Listen, Asmongold,
Yeah,
listen to me here. You give me a PC, I will stream nuclear option, bombing little villages all day, every day, okay? I have no problems with any of this. This is fine.
He'll bomb the village of the week.
Village of the week. Nuclear weapons, everything. It's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen you play Frostpunk. You do commit
I
crimes.
do, and you don't commit crimes because you're the government, you decide what is and is not a crime.
The children yearn for the mines.
The
like
children
that.
did yearn for the
Heresy's
mines.
the question. Fire is
Yep.
the answer.
And when the old people were like, please allow us to kill ourselves in the snow, I'm like, yep. Not a problem. Speaking my language now, Grandpa. Go outside.
Godspeed.
This is why I want to see Elon Musk get into gaming as well.
And
then
he
start-
is.
He'd probably be super pragmatic.
Like having like the like all these other like companies that sell stuff, that way they can give affiliations and to just subvert the ones that keep trying to morally grandstand at people. That's what I want to see. I don't care if that's just gonna be he's just gonna become an evil, super wealthy person that controls everything. I just want to see it happen.
Well, at least he's
Man,
proven
I
himself to be relatively low on the evil scale.
That is true. So, nobody with that much
Service
autism in a
guarantees
photo
citizenship.
of jumping up in the air could be evil.
Okay, that photo is fucking funny though.
Yeah, no, he's too spaz to, like, be evil. Like, Elon Musk's worst evil empire is, like, wasting taxpayer money on X's that burst into flame every night or something. Lining the streets.
Maybe he'll actually fulfill his promise of genetically engineered cat girls.
Now, that would be something.
That's the one promise I'm gonna hold him up to. He's got to make it happen. And
I mean,
soon.
he's going to be words English. He's going to be making attachable cat ears and stuff for his robots.
Why the hell not?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can already balance whilst being pushed. It must be a small step from being pushed to being,
No, Arch.
And besides, governmental waste has already reached a peak. This was a
God damn it.
beautiful
Oh,
little
no.
one.
This is so fucking stupid.
I love this one.
Look at all those customs and border patrol agents.
30
This is
people
why-
to move a 12-pound log.
And the best part is,
Oh.
at the end of the video, there's even a safety inspector standing by, overseeing the whole thing. He's just watching.
I fucking hate it.
What the hell is this? Is this a meme?
No, this is
No,
this is a thing.
This
Wait,
This
this is
is-
true?
This is
This
a
is
real,
real.
Customs and Border Patrol message that they put out. Look, it's their account.
It literally looks like, a cartoon. Like, I feel like I'd see that scene in a Disney movie or something. And it's supposed to be funny, but it's serious. What the hell?
So that is.
I think it'd actually be faster just to grab it and walk it down and throw it on the
Oh,
bus.
yes.
All right, so we'll be done with cleaning the city in 50 years.
This is
Cool.
13 men carrying a log with a 14th man
Jeez.
being like safety overwatch, and then presumably a 15th man who's actually cutting the tree. Because what they're doing is actually correct, right? So there's a tree that's fallen on top of a house, I'm presuming. Now, when you've got a fallen tree, you don't just cut it down the middle, because then all the tension releases and the tree goes whoosh, dangerous as fuck. So you cut off a little piece, then you cut off a little piece, then you cut off a little piece, step by step. Because then you're releasing the tension slowly as you keep doing this as well. But normally, in these scenarios, what a man would do is, he would grab the little stumpy, like, tree bit, like, little branch pad at the top there, and he'd just fucking hurl that motherfucker over by the car.
Yep.
So, chat, I want you to imagine you have a $10 million contract with a certain amount of billable man hours. This is how you burn through all of them.
Dude, for real.
Because every one of these people are probably getting paid about $30 to $40 an hour at minimal.
This is depressing.
And the best part, too, is, they're not, I want to point out, too, they are not loading these logs onto a flatbed or a truck or anything to be brought aside. No, that is the task of an entirely separate group of 15 men and safety
Oh,
instructor.
I bet. I was just thinking that. That's funny. Yeah, because then they're gonna do the same thing with all those logs and load them into the truck.
But here's my question. Like, so these people coming out here, like, isn't there like a local tree management people that could have been doing this
Heresy's
and being
the
paid by the
question.
government instead?
Fire is the answer.
Yeah, supporting the local business.
Probably, but, the government needs to do something, I guess. And I'm hoping at
Pretend
least
they're busy.
that this is just a photo op, that they did this to show some sort of community togetherness, or I don't fucking know. And in reality, there is
Makes it
just like
work.
2 or 3 dudes doing this.
Oh,
I can
maybe.
tell you what. Even if this is a photo op, this entire photo op probably took about 50 grand to do.
Yep.
Yeah, after this, they pull down the green screen. They turn off the lights. There's like studio lights everywhere.
Well, no, because they had to grab all these people. They had to fly them in somehow. They had to get all this shit set up. They had to get the camera work. They had to probably retake this entire screen, like this entire video, multiple times to get it right. That way they could see every single person. That's why they're moving really slowly instead of just hurling that bitch down the line. Like, everything screams a massive waste of money here.
Yep. And time.
Yeah. Because then you gotta fly these fucking CBP agents back to wherever the fuck they came from, even if it is a photo op.
It is a brilliant example of why you should try to let the government do as few things as humanly possible.
Mr. Misk asks, Professional Gentleman says, why didn't they just use footage of them actually helping people? Well, if they had that footage, I bet you they probably would use it.
Maybe.
You're asking for too much.
But that's just a beautiful little example of the government in action right there.
That was really funny. I'm glad I got shown this.
So let's also look here. So this was the Asmongold apology. Looking back on it, I was too much of an asshole about the Palestine thing. My bad. Of course, no one deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find aggressive. Well, this is the thing, too, okay. The thing is, when you're saying anything, you have certain
Heresy's the
things that don't
question.
need to be
Fire is
spoken,
the
right?
answer.
You don't need to go through every peculiarity, every detail as you speak. Because now, no one deserves to have their life destroyed. I think some Germans around 1940 would raise some objections here, like, why did you bomb us?
Service guaranteed
And so on, because
citizenship.
it's natural. You are supposed to understand what he's talking about. And I think in the original
Yeah.
rant, it was fairly clear he was talking about the Palestinians and the Israelis as larger cultural forces that have been fighting for the last 77 years, both of which would love to just wipe the other off the fucking map if they could just get the chance to do so. But it became a
I
thing.
mean, here he posted this last year,
Let's see.
so it's like this isn't the first time he talked about it.
What a fuck to see so many people coming out with statements about the Israel-Palestine conflict as if they need to comment on it. Can you please stop this weird culture, but expecting people with no relevant background or education to talk about world events politics? No. How do you think most of us earn a living these days?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
It's like people are giving him flack last year when they first attacked Israel, and it's like let him say he doesn't care. Let him say this is all stupid and everyone's moral grandstanding is all dumb because it is. It's all stupid. But
But
then the people who are very like, yeah, we gotta support Hamas, we gotta support Palestine, while they're shouting "Death to America" in front of government buildings and
Well,
colleges.
I don't
And
think
blocking highways.
again, remember last year it says October 12th. That's like 5 days after October 7th attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you might have had more leeway. By the way, I was in Africa at that time, and that was a pain in the ass. But yeah, like
Service
that he
guaranteed
might have had
citizenship.
leeway to talk about it in that way. But I mean, it's a year on, and it's an election year, and the Middle East is still on fire and getting worse. Like every bit of it is just a political powder keg that I think Twitch wants to crack down on in only one direction, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's clear
It's all-
Twitch has had like a lot of. Okay, Twitch is allowed. They're a private corporation. Sure, they're allowed to do to do the rules they want. But the problem is they need to follow those rules themselves. Like you can't be like, well, no boobs allowed unless it's a partner streamer. It can't be just rules enforced sometimes. They need to be enforced equally. And I think that's the minimum we can ask for them. That's the bare minimum they should do.
Mhm.
And if Hasan has, Houthi terrorist on stream, that he didn't even interview him or in any kind of critical way. He literally just had him on stream to glaze him up and prop him up. And ask him if he watched One Piece and compared him to a Luffy from One Piece, and then
Oh,
recently to Anne Frank. It's like, bro. And then he doesn't get banned because what? Dan Clancy watches him, like he's a fan.
So the issue is that the moderation team at Twitch and the people who make all those big decisions, the middle management, are friends with these people.
Yep.
So they're not going to take out people who are in their friend group. That's just not going to happen.
But okay, but even if it's your friend, the rules need to be enforced. Like he even played like terrorist propaganda video.
Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a good secret here. It's like the thing is that we know they're lying. They know that we know that they're lying. They don't care, right? So we know that they're not enforcing the rules correctly. They know that we know that. They don't care.
Yeah, because
They-
unfortunately the people they're friends with are like, quote unquote too big to take down, especially with the backing of Twitch. they bring in a lot of money. Hasan unfortunately brings them a lot of fucking money.
Asmongold has more viewers than Hasan lately, and Hasan is in the election year. Like we're in an election now, so he got like a lot more viewers than usual. But like he was falling off for a bit, and Asmon's been. I'm sure I don't know. He didn't monetize his channel, so maybe he doesn't bring them that much money.
Do you know what the value of a bigot's dollar is?
No.
It's obviously not worth as much as one that they care about.
Look, pull up this photo, Arch. Like they literally have in their rules terrorism and violent extremists. Like they have a rule against promoting that. Terrorists and violent extremists promote unlawful violence and spread messages of intolerance. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or support terrorism.
Yeah.
And then Hasan literally pulled up a propaganda video to his friend, and the funniest part is that he told his friend, "Hey, do you want to watch some musical? They have some really cool musical stuff." And then his friend starts, and then he leaves him because he does the Hasan lazy react chair thing again. And then he just leaves his friends to watch it. And you can see his friend's face change once they start pulling up the guns and stuff. He's like, what the hell am I watching?
I mean, Hasan also said that women weren't actually raped during October 7th of last year. So
yes.
I mean, he did worse, because remember, he actually interviewed one of the Houthi terrorists.
Yes.
Yeah, he compared him to Luffy the pirate.
Yes. Yeah. I'm deeply insulted. I love Luffy.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yep. And I also want to point out, Hasan Piker has his very own Stop Anti-Semitism page now, which I find mildly amusing.
Yeah. The entire
banned for getting shot on stream. Yeah, someone was banned for getting shot on stream. I think someone was banned for their house being in the path of a drive-by shooting. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this was a few years ago.
Oh, I also like the one where I think it was it Shadow something or another was talking about feeling sad, and then they ban her for a month or something.
Oh, Shondo. Yeah.
Shondo, yeah. It was like,
the
I know
answer.
you're feeling depressed, but here, let's go ahead and just take away your ability to reach out to people. Here, you can contact this suicide hotline if you want.
Yeah, it's so fucking... Yeah, let me give you more mental stress by taking away, like, your means of living and making money.
Yeah.
It's okay. They have a mental health tab now, so you can call a suicide hotline. It's okay, I swear.
But remember, terms of service are only valid against people you don't like.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what Twitch's motto when it comes to moderating things. Just because they say it's against the rules doesn't mean they actually enforce the rules evenly. Dev has this issue with understanding that too.
And speaking of loads of super chats today, so let me actually go through some of those too before I get buried. The real Zartax, he deserves everything he's getting. His apology threw everyone who'd support him under the bus. He was truly a pathetic display of groveling. Mayor. Aw. See, that is one of the things too, right? To address a previous topic, just sounds like, let's do super chats. Like, no, let's derail this shit immediately. Because I think Rima has a very good point as well when she says, if you genuinely feel that you have done something wrong, then it should still be okay to apologize if that is something you think you need to do as a human being. The issue is that in the hyper-culturally sensitive era that we are currently living in, all of this becomes a part of Le Great Struggle Snuggle. And so apologizing, that means that you are now accepting one side's viewpoint. And that means that you are rejecting the other side's viewpoint. And since the one side is already attacking you, all you really do now is allow the other side to attack you as well. As this is very much so a sides game. It's become very tribal in this regard. You're no longer really in the spot where you're able to go, okay, I think I did wrong here. These are my personal reasons for why, so I wish to apologize for what I said. It gets political. It gets politicized, more correctly, very quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's dumb. No one's able to have any nuanced takes anymore. It's all like super binary.
Well, the sheer amount of
Yeah.
nuance you gotta get into, though. Like, you've gotta do like a 30-minute video laying out your definitions before you
True.
start.
Yeah.
True.
And just a blanket fucking apology like that is a sign of weakness in art. We know weakness is a provocation all its own.
Yes. Weakness in and of itself is a
Yeah.
provocation.
Service guarantees
And so they
citizenship.
use that provocation to now demand Asmongold go further and curtail himself more than if he would have just not apologized in the first
Yes,
place.
because then, of course, this becomes a lever of power. Like, okay, but you were wrong. Like, yeah? Oh, shit. I think you were guilty of more. I think your punishment should be greater. And since you've already said you're wrong, you can't
Yeah.
argue against me on this. You've already admitted guilt.
Yep.
Yes, and I was looking once the announcement came out. I saw it like 4 minutes in. I started looking to the quote art retweets, and it was all like, "We won! Get canceled more! I hope he loses everything." It was like, well, he just did what you wanted, and now you want him to lose more. Shouldn't you? I don't know. Shouldn't we like reward or at least like act positively towards people that like they did what you wanted? But no. So why would anybody apologize if that's going to be your reaction to it? There's literally no point to.
Well,
They
because
smell
if
blood and water.
if they ever
Yeah.
if they ever accept the apology, then that means they've forgiven, and now they have no leverage over you anymore.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
They want infinite amount of groveling. That's what they want, like the original sin, basically.
It's so exhausting.
And it's because the largest point of all of this is that people enjoy watching other humans be torn the fuck down. That is a core part
Yeah.
of the human thing.
True.
We like to watch people
It's
in
why
pain.
it's why I don't respect people who whose opinions come from never building anything themselves or being successful in life.
Mm-hmm.
So some person that has like a dead end job at a McDonald's is not going to tell me how to fucking run my life.
Because, again, this is just like normal, but the internet kind of makes this even bigger because you have, like, the social dynamics at play here are ridiculous in so many ways. The parasocial relationship, etc. Because when you have somebody like Asmongold that you watch, and especially as he presents himself as a very normal dude, and he lives in a normal dude house with some exaggerations,
It's
perhaps.
relatable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then he becomes a more personal relationship. And so when he does something that seemingly betrays your expectations of him, that feels like a much greater betrayal. It feels like somebody, like a close friend or family member, has suddenly acted in a way that you couldn't possibly imagine them to act. Like, it feels like a personal betrayal against you.
Yeah. And then you have some certain people in the chat going, well, he didn't apologize for what he said. He apologized for how he phrased it, being more dickish than he could have been. But that's not what people are going to take away from it, and that's not how people who dislike him are going to use it. They're just going to say he apologized, he knew he did wrong, and it was because he talked about Palestinians. That is how they're going to frame that. It's
Yeah.
going to be wielded against him, regardless of how he intended to apologize. It's still going to be used in the way that they want.
And this is also why it's a lot, like, harsher on the internet. Because there is less of that detachment. Like, this isn't entertainment. This is somebody you can go after on a more personal basis. That is it's difficult to find. It's more valuable, almost. Like, you know how back in the day it was a big hoo-ha when a celebrity did something crazy, like when Britney Spears shaved her hair, for example? This is like that, but it's more personal. You feel closer to it. You feel able to affect it more. So when somebody is canceling someone online, a lot of people just derive a tremendous amount of pleasure from that.
Service guarantee.
It feels
Yes,
empowering.
That's so well said.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And again, it's even more vicious. And I want to remind, God, let me bring up my favorite example because I do love this one.
Service guarantee citizenship.
There's a brilliant TV series that used to run like some
Arch,
years
is that
ago.
you? Is that you in the background?
No,
Arch?
wrong hair color. I'm blonde. You ditswits.
Oh, I was looking at the woman, but okay.
And Bartimus Band.
Well, earlier a chatter said that there was 3 women in an arc, so
Because the entire premise of this show is that you have the hot Stacy girl, and she's brought onto a dating show, and like, we're gonna bring like 12 men in to see you, and she's like, oh, awesome, I get to pick between 12 guys, like 12 hot men. And then they have her stand outside of the door of the house. They've rented a whole mansion for this, and the limousine pulls up, and the first guy steps out, and it's this uber dorky motherfucker. And you can see her face just drop, like, what the fuck? And limousine after limousine of these fucking Uber geeks come. And she, like, there are seasons when she's crying at the end, like, I didn't know that this was gonna happen. And over several episodes, she actually grows to kind of like some of these people because they've had to develop personalities because they look like fucking soy jacks. And just as she actually is beginning to develop feelings for one of the geeks, they bring in like 6 uber hot, muscular underwear model dudes.
no.
Yeah.
And every time the woman ends up with one of the hot dudes. And like, this is what I mean when I said, like, humans love suffering. We enjoy watching other people be just in pain. And if we can be the ones inflicting that pain, as social media has allowed us to do, oh, that's just better. That's an upgrade. That's even more fun.
Yeah, it's like, how can I put this with VTuber examples? Call out documents. Like, you know, call out documents get a shit ton of traction. It's like you can have one super positive post from a popular VTuber. It'll get a little bit of attention. You get a call out post about a larger VTuber, and that gets hundreds of thousands of views, streams on it, videos on it. Everyone loves seeing someone larger than them suffer.
Well, the call out
Whether
post,
it's true or not.
yeah, because everybody's like, everybody's trained. Everybody's acting like a trained monkey, just like Ooga Booga liking these posts without any critical thinking. Everybody's waiting for somebody else to think for them. For some reason, I don't know why, but the phenomenon Ark is talking about is like Schadenfreude. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. There you go.
Schadenfreude.
Yes, you've got to be...
I Frenchified it.
The Germans
Yeah,
invented that one. And we Norwegians have our
Yes.
own version of it because we're closely related to the
Really?
Germans.
What is it?
Schadenfreude, which literally means to take pleasure in somebody else's pain.
Exactly. Yes, and I've read studies about it, and it's absolutely true. And most people that are canceling other people or like, you know, making call out posts or this person's problematic, they always craft their tweets or their statement in a way that's like, oh, what this person's doing is morally wrong, but that's just a facade. The real reason why they dislike them is always more on a personal level. They find them cringe, or they just dislike them. They find them uncharismatic, but they need to convince other people that it's for moral reasons, so they can convince them, you know, of their own moral superiority and that they're right, and you should also dislike this person. They're horrible.
Yep. Just like chat just said, soap dodger. That's a name full of implications. YouTube drama is some people's reality TV. Absolutely. Like, that's what it is. It's reality TV.
I used to have a big name on YouTube from that. The drama days were great. It's all boring and petty now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you run with the
it's
wrong crowd, Barkimus.
I tore down the crowd.
It's like commentary YouTubers are basically modern day TMZ.
That's a bit harsh, Lum Lum.
Am I wrong though?
It's a bit mean, Lum Lum.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
TMZ was more interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I tweeted about the Asmongold situation when it happened, wait, what did I say? I said something like cancel culture is about. It's no longer about being held accountable. It's not about being held accountable. It's about retribution.
Always has been.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. Always has been. Sure, I don't always disagree. Well, I think some people might have started with that for moral reasons, but then it evolved into something horrible that no one could control. And then people immediately took that tweet and did the most bad faith interpretation of it. Like, I didn't even give my 2 cents on what he said, but they just proved my point. It's people just lavish in somebody else's downfall, and I don't know if it's just because we're all like miserable, but then again, I've been studying like older medieval and Renaissance dynasty, and the same thing was happening back then. So it's kind of like what Ark said. I really think it's ingrained in human nature. We just love tearing each other down.
All right, what's the next super chat, Arch?
Well, I was actually thinking of talking about the pear of anguish since we mentioned medieval torture methods for a moment there. But
Oh, what is that?
Oh no.
No.
Is it something with ball crushing?
No.
Why would you think of ball
So,
Well, you said pear of anguish, like pears.
pear,
you know.
as in the fruit pear.
Yeah, so I thought about balls.
Oh no, not that. No, not that one.
The pear of anguish. See, again, humans have figured out ways to torture one another for a very long time. The pear of anguish is inserted up the rectum, and then it is expanded until it begins to, pull apart and tear, basically. Now, in the medieval times, this was torture. Today, this is a sex toy.
I don't even know if that'd work on Dev.
Like, if Dev gets isekai in the medieval world, and then he gets, like, torture for, like, witchcraft or something, he'd actually enjoy it. That's actually super powerful.
Yeah, it is. It very much so is, but it can also be expanded to the point of causing things like, anal rupturing and fissures, which are uncomfortable, even for deviant people, but oh well.
How do you know they're uncomfortable?
Oh, Buckymus, I'm hypothesizing that a tear in your asshole might be unfortunate.
I don't know. I've never had that happen. I'm just wondering how you
Hold
know.
on, Buckymus. If you didn't have breakfast today, would you be upset?
What do you mean? I had breakfast today. Oh, that meme is always good.
Yeah, technically, me and Dev have never been in the same stream at the same time.
What do you mean you are deaf?
Yeah.
What?
You're Canadian. You like horses.
My Dev likes horses.
Anyways, right, we were doing Superchats until I got derailed there again.
Yeah, we were.
Boog, what pony do you hate the most? Well, shit. There we go. That's derailing
Careful.
again.
Rarity. To say that.
No, Rarity is second best pony, or maybe third, depending on the day of the week.
Just say Rarity. Watch Boog.
DJ Pone 3. I don't like that one. There you go.
What?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
Hold on. Rima needs to answer. She's the guest. She needs to answer. Which one do you hate more?
Of what?
Of all
And
the
the-
ponies, Little Pony, which one do you
And My Little Pony? I don't even know them.
Try your best.
I don't know any. Chat, what do I say? My
Rarity.
Little Pony list.
Just pick a name.
What are these named? Okay, I hate Cloud Chaser. Sounds like Cloud Chaser, so I'm gonna go with
There you
that
go.
It
one.
does.
She hates Bug Chaser. Chat. There you go.
Mechanics on duty. Speaking of horses, shouldn't the pony Avis be up? Avis? I don't know.
I had no idea.
I don't know this reference. I'm a woman.
Boog, too many women talking and not in the kitchen. Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, what if my stream room is in the kitchen?
It sounds like
Exactly.
it does echo.
Yeah, it does. Everybody says that.
Sujad, Arch, you trying to create your own VTuber company? Lutefisk Man instead of Fishman? Witcher? No, and if I did, it would be called LumiTube instead.
LumiTube is slowly coming to life, guys. Soon I'm going to be taking over the entire channel, and LumiCast will be a thing.
Lumi, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna trademark
Heresy's the
Luminal
question.
Productions.
Fire is the answer.
LumiTube filled with LumiLube.
I'm trying to see if Twitter will give me the Twitter handle Lumi just so I can yoink it away because it hasn't been used in the past couple of years by the company that claimed it. So I'm like, I need it.
Interesting.
Boog, what Pokemon would you marry and mate with? I'm just gonna follow Artemis'
Rima.
instructions, though. This is all for Rima now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Vaporeon used to be the first choice, but then like Lopunny is like a good contender, and now lately there's the new one, Typhlosion.
Do you like Typhlosion?
Yeah.
There you go, chat. She likes being gaslit.
Sandu, sadly, I won't be here for the whole stream, cause life, but I personally do not care what Asbun said at all. He could have said some even worse stuff. I wouldn't care. He's funny and fairly honest. There you go.
That's the fun part. He didn't say anything wrong.
So the Lich, no call me clown plus horse plus feed fish. This is a great evening, isn't it just? And Sam Doom, dev too fat to leave Gulag to join stream.
Ouch.
That reminds me of another great old television series called The Biggest Loser.
Here you go, Arch.
Oh, I remember The Biggest Loser.
Arch, can you get this reference?
I don't know. What is this reference?
Dude, all the reality shows from back then are getting cancelled nowadays. Man, it sucks.
So that's a Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, wait, this is so good.
Ah, there are layers to this one.
Yes, it's so good. I love that.
Multiple layers.
Damn, my mind is expanding looking at this.
Bud Bunsen, remove dev, receive hand pats. The ever-increasing number of women is worrying, though. Now there's 3 of them. I know.
Ha, he's referring to our team as it's funny.
No, he's actually referring to Arch himself.
Oh, definitely
Arch,
Artemis.
okay.
Like, Artemis is way more of a cat girl than I am. Seriously.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
My
I mean,
character is a squirrel half the time.
Do we have to bring up the Archly photo again?
Yeah, Archly.
Nah. And Max Swordsman, I for one think Arch should bother his CIA observer with the most disturbing things he can find in this life or the next.
That's smart, actually.
What's the like? What is the unironically like grossest thing I know?
Dev selfies.
Yeah, I mean that would be pretty bad, but it would just be like momentary, ocular agony. That's not that bad.
I mean, there's some like gross videos that I've been sending Kibs about the people sinking was it foot fungus memes with spreading butter on bread.
Ugh,
Yep, there you go.
no.
Oh, like that's just like we've already talked about Lumi baking bread with her feet yeast, so that's not that bad.
Really, Lumi?
No.
I can't
I
believe
was
you've done
not-
this.
No.
Did you make sourdough?
Oh, God.
It was naturally pretty sour, I'd imagine, yeah. Like,
The foot bread is not going to be a thing. Stop it.
see, there are so many wonderfully innovative little torture devices that we've come up with over the years. Like the Bronson Bull was pretty good stuff. You know, that was pretty innovative and pretty fucking awful as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I gotta go with something a bit more, you know, creative. So the Chinese figured out that sheep really like salt. And really, really, really like salt. And they figured out that this could be used for torture somehow. And so they figured out that if you have a prisoner, you tie them down so they can't move, and you rub salt on their feet, and then bring in the sheep will start licking their feet, tickling them. And the sheep will not stop licking their feet. Never. And this is how we discovered that people can die from being tickled.
What?
Yeah, I think you were there when we had this. I think you had this conversation. Yes, you can die from the tickle sensation. It's happened in the past. It's not really used because it's fucking horrific, but dying from being tickled to death is a horrific experience.
Oh yeah, like because your muscles start cramping, your lungs will start fucking collapsing. Like it's some bad stuff.
Yep.
Oh, I'll have to look this up for no particular reason.
Oh my god, Lumi.
Do you know how many torture methods I have saved in my bookmarks?
Yeah, probably. I'll go ask your handler.
I used to write a lot. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, sure.
Fanfictions?
Her Five Nights at Freddy's
That's part of
fanfiction.
it. Fanfiction, roleplay, you know.
Mm.
I mean, almost every VTuber that I know has some sort of fanfiction writing or roleplayer past.
Yeah. Is that true, Rima?
I haven't done that.
Or just mentally ill.
You haven't done that?
No.
Have you read it?
I've read fanfictions, yes.
Okay. Sure. Wait, hold up. Have you read fan fictions about your character, your VTuber model?
No, I don't think anybody's written on that. If they did, I'd be like the one in the cuck chair where like two other people are getting it down and dirty.
Well,
I guess you
heard
have
that,
your
guys.
you have your own interests. I understand, Rima.
No, that's not my interest. I'm being forced into that role.
That was very specific. I don't know.
All right, guys. So Rima wants fan fiction written about her. Clip this out. Send it out.
Yep. Rima is very honest, apparently.
Shadowfox2300. Hey, it's a squirrel, a horse, a discount Swede, and a fish. How are you all doing? Hope the little fish is doing better than feet fish. Who knows?
Little fish is doing good.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Surgery is on Tuesday.
Nice.
Aww.
Yeah, Lumi's character does not have feet because she wouldn't stop touching them.
True.
That's why they removed them from the art piece.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to stab
Fire
you.
is the answer.
Boog, what Pokemon do you identify as? Yeah, Rima. Is it Ponyta?
I loved Bonita.
Ponyta and Rapidash are my two favorites.
Yeah, I think they look cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also like Sylveon. She's cute.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
all EV evolutions.
Lumi would pick the one with the most feet.
Correct.
Oh.
Is there a Pokemon with like 8 feet?
Yeah, Centipede.
Wait.
Caterpie.
Uh,
Yeah, the bug type Pokemon.
JJ Sigmund, what about a T-enema? Oh, T-enema.
These are for communists.
How do you make your tea? That's also been a big subject of discussion in my chat.
Well, surely not in your
Stay-
ass. That would be weird.
No.
How I get my
Heresy's
tea
the
is
question.
I go to
Fire
the
is the
store, I
answer.
buy a 12-pack of Brisk,
Mm.
and then you crack it open and you drink it.
Okay, here we go. Right, so,
Oh.
herbal
Oh,
enema
no.
recipes. Aloe, herbal enema. Garlic, herbal enema. This is
Did you just say aloe? That's aloe, you psychopath.
aloe.
It's not aloe.
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 Aloe! Aloe!
Burdock.
Ahoy!
It's French.
Oh,
Arch.
catnip
Aloe.
herbal remedy. Oh, I don't know. No.
Oh, for the cat ladies out there,
Oh, no.
to get their cats to like them more.
No. It's awful. Why would you do that? Like, that's kind of tea, because it's water and herbs, so. Oh, catnip enema. It's disgusting. Hate it.
Lumi, you got cats, don't you?
I do have one cat.
There you go.
No.
It's awful. Shadowfox 2300, be honest with you, Rima. It can be difficult. Had like a month-long depression and didn't want to clean anything. It took my one zg doing a barracks sergeant, doing a barrack inspection, verbally reaming my ass out to get me out of it. Well, at least it was a verbal reaming.
Yeah, Rima probably prefers the physical kind.
Yeah, the super chats are all directed to me.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've also been through like depressive episodes where I remember I got like some of my dog food delivered, and it was like perishable stuff, and I didn't even have like, I don't know why, I just didn't even have the strength to like open the fucking door to grab the box, and I let like $100 worth of dog food just go bad because I didn't want to open the door for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I get it.
So how long did your dog starve for?
What? What'd you guys say?
Oh, I said I'm surprised the package the package wasn't robbed off your porch.
Oh no, I live in Canada.
Okay, I'm surprised it wasn't taken from your porch.
Yeah, but what is it? The Quebecois Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, figures. Nobody likes to go there, so that's why.
Yeah, exactly. It's a barren land.
Just like the women.
Well, as always, a good rimming will take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
With enough energy, he can reignite a dying star.
Yes.
Sandu, boog equals ditto. Disturbing daycare noises. I mean, yeah, if you were actually going to fuck a Pokemon, of course you'd pick ditto. Like, duh. Because you're like, ditto. Please, master, no. I think we will have a Typhlosion today.
Like, see, this is the issue, right? Out of all the characters, I expected the Ditto to be in the Pokédex or the Pokésex, like lore, but apparently no. The woman went for like the most grotesque animals possible.
I mean, Ditto is too basic because Ditto can also turn into, humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, that's
And plus, I think it was just implied.
That's the benefit. That's the advantage, though.
Yeah, you can have like Yandere like stories with that.
Could you overcome the dirt face though? That's why you put a bag over its head.
I mean, I have
just
to
like with an ugly
overcome.
woman. You just put the bag over her head. It's
Most
okay.
women have dirt faces, to be honest.
And think,
That's why they use VTuber models.
you could
Shut the fuck up.
you could indulge in many different fetishes of the Ditto. You could even indulge in things like mental scarring, like Ditto. Turn into the Olsen twins. And Ditto would be scared and sad. Because Hollywood did interesting things to those child actors.
Whoa. Memory unlocked. That's a blast from the past.
Yes. Nobody talks about them anymore. But, if actually, you know what, CIA agent or FBI agent, whoever's listening, darkest memory hole to go down. Just start searching what happened to the Olsen twins.
No.
No, are you talking about when they became like skeletal zombies?
Yes.
That's all I remember. Yeah.
I mean, I heard they're recovering fairly well now.
See,
No,
let
I
me-
think they're just working on a fashion line.
for all the furries out there, like the Ditto would be the
Heresy's the
easiest
question.
character
Fire is
to
the
like
answer.
transmogrify like a furry costume onto you without any issues, and just replicate whatever you wanted. There you go.
Many advantages to a Ditto.
Yep. And they produce all kinds of eggs.
Burnson. Oh god, Arch is about to bring up Fluff and Friends. No, that's not even on the top 10 of like weird things I've thought up over my existence. Mechanics on duty. Rats also love to drive. Hashtag Chrysalis and Dogmatic, please. Add that to the sexy Chrysalis on the calendar. Ismail Thompson. You gotta cover how rats were trying to take down people because they were getting so desperate.
They were.
Yeah, they can control people too, like in Ratatouille.
There's a lot less homeless people in the subways during that period of time.
Oh no!
It's like one of those memes where, like in the shadow of alleyways, you see a bunch of rats like jumping up and down in a mass swarm pile, and there's just a human skeleton underneath it.
Oh no!
I mean, if they get hungry enough.
Cleaning up the streets.
All right.
Just like in California.
Many deviations later, I do want to get to the Hasan Piker moment as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hasan Piker. He is, of course, a little bit of the second thing here, because Asmongold getting banned, you can argue many backs and forth on that, whether it was reasonable or whatever, because rules as written on Twitch, and Twitch at this point has many and wide rules, like, for example, no hips visible. There are very few things that aren't against the Twitch terms of service in some way or form at this point. But rules as written, you can't talk about terrorism, basically. You can't talk about it in a glorifying way or in a positive way or anything like that. You basically can't cover it at all, in essence, not safely. And he did touch upon that subject, so okay.
Service guarantees
He is in violation of the rules, as loose and wide as they are written. But this, of course, then comes back to Hasan, America deserved 9/11 Piker, still being on the platform.
The reverse Nostradamus.
The reverse Nostradamus?
Oh, you don't know about that?
No.
So Hasan Piker, for months, was leading up to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, was like, they're not going to do it. That's just a myth. It's all bullshit. And then he said it the day of, too. And within an hour, Russian tanks rolled across the fucking border.
No.
Heresy is the question. Fire is the answer.
The reverse Nostradamus. I like that.
It was so bad that he was like, everybody keeps asking him what's his opinion on whether or not this X thing will happen. And he goes, I'm not making that mistake a second time.
Well, at least he learned.
At least he learned. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
I think he did receive a suspension for that, like a week or two for the deserves 9/11. He also quite famously got yeeted off the platform for a couple of weeks after the cracker statement.
Yep.
Which I still think is goddamn ridiculous. Like, we have arrived at the point now where everything is a racial slur. Like, god damn it.
Good. If everything is, then nothing is.
Indeed. But it's still kind of terrible.
I still remember the meme where it's the fucking Omni-Man going,
Because
look
that's
how much they need to replicate a fraction of our power.
another
It's just
guest.
one word.
There was a point where people were saying in the video per community that Happy Halloween was a racist slur.
Oh no! It wasn't Happy Halloween. It
No?
was Spook in Spooky.
I require
Oh.
Saying that Spook was a racial slur against black people.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. But okay, we're gonna have to have a small intermission again. I'm sorry.
Oh god.
Because I was looking at Twitter for the Hasan Piker stuff, and I came across a woman who made a sandbox for herself in her living room.
I require all my
And she makes
No, that's a. Oh,
she makes her guests go poop in the sandbox too.
Isn't this the same girl that has like the people that stay in their fucking
What?
yard?
Why?
Yeah.
Is her guest cats?
No. Cats can't read.
Wait, but they can't poop on stream.
Okay.
But
Does
I don't
that-
think.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't understand this.
she.
What do you mean?
Explain
has-
this in words a woman would understand. I don't get it.
She has her house guests take a shit in the giant litter box, and then she buries it into her yard.
That's gross.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes
It's
you.
the same.
Well, what I really enjoy too is that so you got to put on your plastic foot covering before you step in the kitty litter, right? And then once you've taken a shit in the kitty litter and buried it, you then need to take off the foot covering and wash it so it can be reused again. Like she's serious about that. You gotta wash and reuse the foot covering, but I don't mind if you shit in my living room.
So here's my big thing. At this point in stage, I have to assume that this is all just fake shit.
Yeah.
That it's being designed specifically because it gains clicks.
Listen, Buckymus, if this was 10 years ago, I'd agree. Today, I've seen some shit.
Women are allowed to vocalize more on the internet. I understand.
It's like, okay, it's like the
Service guarantees
it's like the
citizenship.
either elementary school or middle school that said they'd put litter boxes in the schools for the students who identify as animals. And then they got,
What?
Why not?
yeah.
Why not, indeed? But yes, from one insane woman to another, Hasan Piker has, of course, been quite outspoken about the Israel-Palestine question again and again and again, including such zingers as "I don't have a problem with Hezbollah,"
Service guarantees citizenship.
interviewing Houthi pirates. Why do all of their terrorist organizations start with an H? Buckymus, you're the Middle East expert. Explain.
So H is easier to pronunciate in their language.
I see. Well, good enough, I guess.
Yep. There's not a whole lot of brain cells required to be a terrorist. It takes a lot more intelligence to be an old one.
There was also one of his greater zingers recently, I think was this one here. Popular left-wing streamer argues murder of Israeli babies can be justified because they are settlers.
What the fuck? I didn't even see that thing.
Yeah.
Baby settlers.
Now,
like-
he does begin by qualifying his statement. This is going to sound very radical and possibly very violent.
This is never a good intro for anything anyone's ever said.
Yeah. There's also a lefty podcast that expanded upon it and went further.
Dear God.
I can't remember what the podcast's name was. It's been so long.
But yeah, wait, no, he wasn't a short-lived podcast with Ethan Klein, wasn't it?
Yes, but that wasn't the one. This was like the it's not Drunken Pests. It was another communist podcast that this came up
Not
with
the
baby settlers.
leftovers.
No.
Oh
No,
God,
wait.
that was right. The name was the Leftovers, and it did terribly, and was then yeeted off the internet. That was a brilliant name. The reverse Nostradamus strikes again.
Well, it
Mhm.
was big for Hassan. He lost like his biggest podcast, but he deserved it. I mean,
It might have been Chapo Trap House. I can't remember. But basically, they expounded upon the baby settlers thing, going, yeah, they deserve it, or all this other crazy shit.
Mm.
Well, there you go. I mean, sometimes you gotta kill babies. Which is
That's
a radical
crazy.
position to take, but still.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of the Majority Report with the guy that goes, human chattel or something. They also had the same opinion.
And he's been he's been espousing some rather interesting opinions for a very long time, of course, and he's still on Twitch. Now,
Yeah.
the interesting thing is he does occasionally get banned or suspended, more correctly, for a little while for saying this. But at this point, though, what even are the rules? Like, okay, you say something, you get banned for 2 weeks, and you're back on the platform. Like, is this not anything more than a
Service guarantees
codified slap on the wrist at that point?
Yeah, it's like you take a 2-week vacation. Cool, I don't have to stream.
And it's like, it doesn't even help that it's just like a ban unban thing. He also gets featured on the front page of Twitch a lot.
Yeah. I want to see, for the next month or so, I would say, the next 3 weeks, I want to see how many lefty streamers actually get, like, temporary bans for what they say leading up to the election, and whether or not that they're going to be treated anywhere close to the same as non-lefty streamers.
Well, like they might not be able to afford banning anyone right now because it's an election. You gotta get the correct
A lot
side.
of ad dollars.
Yeah, no, and you gotta get the right side out too.
Mhm.
And he has said some other things, which is this one is an excellent one. We'll play this for chat with volume that won't blow your brains out probably, because it's not just that he says some interesting things. He says some. He has an interesting interpretation of reality, shall we say. I'll play this for chat.
Ever since, there are plenty of gay and trans people. By the way, Iran is actually
Do
weirdly
you not
very
share audio
pro-trans.
for your
He does that.
No, because then you'd hear it when I played some random jav in the background or something. Lum processing. Processing.
Yes,
Alright,
I will learn how to lip read now. Okay.
Well, just watch the video, you little lum.
You're sharing the goddamn screen, Arch.
There's a live links section of this.
Ugh, I know. But that's me having to go out of my way.
It's okay, I know the
Oh.
video. But
Oh.
this is after. Isn't this right after like Asmon's rant, and then he went to talk with Hasan, and that's when Hasan started to say that Iran is very pro-trans and stuff like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's see. Where's the...
No, you should just make them.
There
wait.
you go.
Harsh.
Audio.
I'm sure that you probably didn't
Wow,
know
was
that.
that so
They're
hard?
very homophobic,
I
but
actually
they
didn't.
they are very pro-trans.
Weird.
A lot of
Yeah.
cultures are actually very pro-trans, way more than the United States of America. Maybe to a fault at times, like Iran, when
Norse-
they do
I mean, if you
forcible
look at-
gender.
I mean, you look at like Native American culture, I think it's extremely popular. Norse culture, I mean, you could say the same thing about.
Hold on. Excuse me there. Norse... What? No.
Yeah.
Is this because Loki fucked a horse once?
Loki fucked everything Loki could get his hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did the wolf thing happen?
He liked wolves.
Yeah. He was a furry, just like all of your culture.
But so what he's referring to here is a rather interesting little phenomenon in Iran, which because he doesn't like the gays, it's not a fan of the gays. So instead, they endorse gender reassignment surgery, where if you're gay, the Ayatollah will come to your house and tell you to, change your gender. Nice and simple.
Yep. They'll give you the option of death or transitioning, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Awful.
He issued a fatwa allowing gender reassignment surgery. So there you go. I don't know if I would call. I don't know if I would call this being pro-trans necessarily.
I don't know
but
about
Guarantees
that.
citizenship.
Trans enforcement, state-sanctioned trans.
He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and the problem is that he say it with such confidence, and he positions
Service
himself as an
guarantees
authority on the
citizenship.
topic. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
interestingly enough, Hasan's background is that he's actually from a really wealthy Turkish family.
yes, he's basically Turkish
Yeah, I heard
Yeah, I heard
nobility.
about that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so he's never actually experienced the life of an average person or a poor person at that. And so all of his ideas come from the romanticized versions of everything that he thinks he likes.
I mean, again,
That's why people call him a champagne socialist.
the
No, it's because Hasan thinks that he feels like if he just rejects one notion of the group, he's part of this group, and his group has like all of these XYZ values that they adhere to. And he feels like if he rejects a single notion out of, or if he criticizes a single portion of it, then he's criticizing his whole group. And that's what makes it that he has this double down mentality and this like black and white mentality
Heresy's the
on
question.
everything.
Fire is the answer.
because a lot of people bring
Yeah,
up
it's
his $3 million house, of course.
Uh-huh.
But you also got to remember that he got his start by going on his uncle's political channel, the Young
Heresy's
Turks.
the question. Fire
Yep.
is the answer.
Bro science.
Yeah.
He's a product of good old fashioned
Nepotism.
yes. Yes, Lum Lum was saying something, then I interrupted Lum Lum.
no, you're fine. You brought up the Young Turks. I was gonna bring it up and like his uncle shit. But yeah, his uncle also came onto his podcast one day and said, "You're embarrassing us all."
Well, yeah, because he's
His
embarrassing the
uncle hates
family.
him.
Like, because you gotta remember, all of the things that they want to deny you, the left is like, oh, you can't have that. You can't have a family structure. These fuckers have clans, all right?
I look at it as the Young Turks like, we're not crazy lefties. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are they less radical than him? Because I
No.
don't really know their content.
No, so the issue is just Cenk wants to make money,
Okay.
and he likes to espouse semi-central things, but with a left-leaning stance because that's where the money was. Here recently, the show is starting to track back to the right because the money's dried up on the left, and the left doesn't like the Young Turks because they're not going hard enough.
Service guarantees citizenship.
And then everybody points at Cenk's nephew, Hasan, for the crazy shit that he says. And it's like, well, you say the left isn't insane, but look at what this man is saying. It's crazy. But yeah, that's why he says it is embarrassing him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and this is also why a lot of, because, okay, we gotta bring up Anna Kasparian.
Yes.
I am better
I'm
than
better
you.
than you.
So,
I think you're dumb.
What?
Anna Kasparian.
She says liberal friends shamed her for being upset about a homeless man sexually assaulting her. What the hell?
Yes. So Anna Kasparian was one of the co-hosts on The Young Turks. She was the token female. I have adopted this strategy for myself. It works relatively well.
They took an Armenian at that.
Yes, the token Armenian too, because the Turks have a history with the Armenians. But anyways, like she'd been going pretty far left. Like she'd become probably the most strident of them all, which is where the "I'm better than you" comment came from. But she's since been slowly drifting back towards the right because she's turned her, place of living into a hellish dump to the point where she can get sexually molested on the street in broad daylight by a random homeless man, apparently.
Mm-hmm. And then when she tries to talk about it, everybody yells at her.
Yes.
Why?
So... The story here is a little diffuse, but apparently, as the thing goes, she was out walking her dog, and the dog had a shit on the side of the road, and she bent over to pick it up, as you do. I'm surprised, as a lefty, she had the social responsibility to pick up after her dog, but there you go. And whilst doing this, apparently a homeless man came up behind her, grabbed her ass, and started humping her. Which is like, okay, this is the America you have created. Good job. And after being upset about this, which, to be fair, I think I'd be upset too, honestly.
Yeah, no, it is upsetting.
I love the usage of the upsetting. Like, I'm upset when I drop my ice cream. I feel like this is the next step up again, really. I think anger is more probably appropriate here.
Yeah.
But then she started getting, because she talked about this in public. And as you said, before I knew it, I started getting these messages, and it's really, really harsh stuff about how you're painting a picture of the homeless community. How could you be like these? These are unhoused neighbors, and they need help.
No way.
Remember, she was a true believer of this message for years.
Oh, so she pushed that message.
Yes.
Okay, well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. She doesn't deserve the essay. I would be angry at it too, but I mean, this is the kind of audience she catered to.
This is the arc of champagne socialism. You complain about it, then you experience it, and you go, hold on. My unhoused neighbor tried to help me on the street.
My unhoused neighbor, is this like a nicer way to... It's more a politically correct way to say homeless nowadays?
Yes. Yes.
And of course, a few people accused me of being racist, even though I had never disclosed the race of the individuals who did this to me. And in fact, they were white, Kasparian continued.
Yeah, because they thought they were black.
Yes.
Man.
So,
Yep.
yeah. Anna Kasparian has now left the left and considers herself a centrist.
She's a unhoused political activist.
And I've just got to say this, but this proves the point of the Joker 2 for women.
Right.
Go ahead.
I haven't
elaborate.
seen it.
What? The Joker was raped. And he
Oh,
became
was?
sane.
Oh.
Yep.
He beca-
Yep.
There you go.
He became sane.
Yeah, well, relatively speaking.
How can he
Okay.
get raped? He's one of the strongest super villain.
Hold on.
Well, not super villain, but villain.
Oh, the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix is not a super anything in that universe.
He also isn't like the real Joker, I guess.
The solution
He's a Joker.
to female left-wing radicalization is penis.
Be really careful how you straddle this topic, Arch.
I'm not going to elaborate any further. I've said all I need to say.
Okay.
The evidence
You're really
is
bumping up against
the
that.
evidence is there.
You're really bumping up against that line.
And okay, now not always, mind you. Okay, a simple we've got to expand upon this because the penis is not almighty. There are some things the penis cannot do. For example, it can't change the mind of a white leftist, not immediately at least. As I have to bring up the shame of
course
Norway.
He's Norwegian.
Oh, I thought the shame of Norway was the fucking dust.
We have two now.
Okay.
This was from 2017, and this went around the internet and back because a Norwegian man was raped by an immigrant and then felt bad about the fact that the immigrant was deported.
Yep.
But we are constantly made to feel guilty about everything.
We?
Not we, but like people as a society.
A Norwegian man who was
Fucking annoying.
raped by a migrant has said he felt guilty after his attacker was deported. Karsten Nordahl Hauken, who describes himself as a feminist and anti-racist, was sexually attacked 5 years ago.
You gotta specify you're anti-racist.
It's my fault. We didn't
Heresy's
teach
the
him not to
question.
rape enough.
Fire is the
They
answer.
don't get it.